Okay. Everybody ready to go?
I think so.
Okay, we're going to just be doing a statement. You're going to hear from Mayor Rod Robertson and Officer Hamlin. Captain Hamlin, sorry. I'm still getting my... I was going to say, I think officer is a safe title always. Okay, so appreciate you guys coming out on such a short notice.
All right, I'd like to first of all say thank you for coming out in such short notice for this, what is and has been an unfortunate few hours in our city. A little after 1, our police dispatched units over to the 300 block of Garfield for a call regarding shots fired. And found there, and I'll let Captain Hamlin go through the details as it relates to that, but they found not only had shots been fired, but multiple people wounded, and began to render aid and control the situation. This was very unfortunate because at the end of rendering aid and obviously transporting many to the hospital, we found that there was one person deceased and 11 injured during that time. And we're so early that in order to ensure that next of kin has been notified, I won't release names. We do know that there are a couple of people who have gone through surgery, and there are a few of that 11 that have been released from the hospital, and others with non-life-threatening injuries. So while it could have been a whole lot worse, given the amount of shots that were fired and as many people that were there, we want to ensure to give our condolences to the deceased. I know that he was a father, and for him to lose his life on Father's Day is just a travesty. This is a senseless act of gun violence that we know is way too prevalent in our country, and obviously way too prevalent in our city. We realize that these are acts that with people that should be held accountable for their actions, and we have units that will seek answers until we find the appropriate people and hopefully bring them to justice. The concern, though, with the families and those that were injured is profound. We've had a couple of senseless shootings that have occurred in our city, one at Martin's supermarket and now this one. In each case, our community mourned those losses, and they will now. It doesn't matter who loses their life. What matters is that our community comes together and helps those who have gone through it, ensure that the victims they know that they are loved, and at the same time, we find those that we need to have and hold accountable. I do want to say thank you to our law enforcement. They were on the scene quickly and prevented more lives from being lost. And some of those that were transported were rendered aid by our police department, and we had multiple different agencies that responded and assisted our police department. I'd like to make sure to send a thank you to all of those who contributed, came to our aid, and assisted our police department as they went through the tedious act of trying to rebuild and understand what occurred last night or early this morning. And so as we continue to hold ourselves accountable, we want to make sure that we, again, pray for those victims, pray for their families. We understand that whether it's any holiday, but you would hate for a father or for kids to lose their father during this tragic event. Again, senseless, and we have to understand that this is not acceptable and it should not be a part of our everyday life. We have to figure out how, as a community, that we hold those that would even come close to taking a life or to recklessly use firearms to be held accountable before the shot is fired. And so I'd like to encourage anyone and all of those that know anything about this to call our police department. We'll give you numbers. I want to make sure to ask anyone who knows anything to ensure that those that were recklessly using these firearms and committed this senseless act of taking a life to be brought to justice and to be held accountable. So please ensure that anyone that hears what we're saying, that was there last night, or that you know something that's relevant, speak up, because we need to make sure that we are doing the right thing for these families and for all of those that could have lost their lives during this senseless act. Captain Hamlin.
Captain Hamlin with the Elkhart Police Department. Obviously, the mayor touched on it a little bit, so I'll be brief. Most, and if any questions, would have to be deferred to the prosecutor's office for additional information. Like he mentioned, we were near the scene. A shots fired call did come out. We did locate injured people. We rendered aid to who we could, who was there. We also made sure we kept the scene as safe as possible, not only for the officers, but for everyone there, and made sure while we were taking care of the people's loved ones that they felt safe, and that we were doing our job, making sure that their loved ones were being cared for as best as we could while we were doing our job of finding or locating anybody that we could to make sure that area was safe for people to get in and out of without having any more tragedy that already happened. With that, the mayor did mention any information that we have or that you may have to put out to the police department. If you guys want to try and contact the homicide unit at 574-295-2825 with any information that you believe is pertinent to this investigation, video footage, statements, eyewitness accounts, that's what's going to solve this crime. Obviously, there were numerous people there, some people that were not involved at all potentially with what was going on, just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that people have such disregard for their safety as well. Aren't people that you probably want around your loved ones in the long run, because it's just a matter of time before it can happen again. Again, either contacting the homicide unit by that phone number of 574-295-2825 or the anonymous tip line, which is on our website. Sending a tip, we'll make sure it gets over to them. That's the best way to help solve this crime, is you guys in the public.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you guys coming, and let's just make sure that we do all we can to ensure this word gets out. I'm sorry? The phone number again, 574-295-2825.
Are you at liberty to give us any images on victims right now?
Not as we speak. It's still pretty fresh, and we want to make sure that their families are notified, and that everyone is aware, that should be aware, prior to it being a publicized situation. So we thank you, and you will get as much information as when we absolutely can share it. But I do want to say that this is senseless. We should not have to be in this space. We shouldn't. And I am hoping for a day in which we don't have to have these kind of press conferences, especially given what we understand to be the facts that are on the ground as we speak. These types of shootings need to stop. And we are going to do all we can to get in front of them, but I'm asking for anyone, and the best way to do that is for anyone that knows anything to call this number. You may not think it's important. Call this number, because we need to make sure that everything is given to the appropriate channels so that we can make sure that we are holding folk accountable. That's the best way. If people believe that there are consequences, the best way to get in front of it is to make sure that everyone is aware. Thank you.
Captain, can you describe that scene when we got there? Was it a house party? Was it, what do we know? I guess you can't answer too many questions, and I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, I was not at the scene when it was happening, so my detailed description of the scene is after the fact. So I don't, any details to it, no, I can't describe anything for you until the homicide unit has finished their investigation. So defer any of those questions to the prosecutor's office. I'd imagine they'd probably be coming out with some information in the near future once they finish up their investigation. Just giving them that time to close this up. It is a bigger scene than normal. It will take just a little bit of time.
Okay, thank you.